How's it going, YouTube? Liam from Deluxe Australia here, and welcome back to Let's Play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Now, like I said in the last episode, one of the things I want to do is to head back to the mind control facility and go through the ending where we actually turn on the machine and not actually turn it off before we can go outside. So, let us tackle that.
Just a step through. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Aha! So it was right. I guess it's not there when we actually, if we, like, go out through the back doors. I think that's what it was.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Well, there you go. What's that? I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. That's what we read last time. Okay.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Okay, well, I guess we don't have to press the button then. So, down we go. Let's have some fun with the narrator.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I'm just keeping an eye out on, like, what kind of dialogue is present throughout all of this.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
And I love it's got that little bird thing.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Please hold. This isn't what I was going for, like I said at the start of the episode, but I wanted to see what happened if we kept going up and down with the elevator.
All right, I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Going back down.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Maybe to you, narrator, but we're going for a ride again.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator, but the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow. There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Is this part of the... No, surely this is part of the sequel. Or part of Ultra Deluxe. Part of me wants to download the original game and see if I can to tackle some of these endings again. Stage door this way.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
To the stage.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
What the hell? You can hear them too. Whoa! Wait a minute! I was not expecting this! What the hell? Oh, we're back here again. Wait a minute. All right. Oh, I'm just like, hang on. I just need to take a moment here. Like, I honestly don't know if that's part of the original or if that is part of Ultra Deluxe. I need to look into that. Again, I have to re-download the original game and look into a few bits and pieces here. But I just want to take a look at something for a second. Oh, what the? Uh-oh. What the hell?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Oh. Before I do that, there's actually an achievement I need to figure out something here, because there's an achievement where it's to... You won't be able to see it, but I'll have it on my Steam overlay, but the achievement is... Settings World Champion. Set all the setting sliders in the menu to all available numbers. I have no idea. Because if you guys remember, back when we first entered into the Stanley Parable 2 extra content, there was a room where you could set all the settings to a where it has a door. When Stanley found the collectibles. Alright, hang on a second. Let me just turn the main audio back down. Okay. So we're back here again. I think that's what I like about this game sometimes, is that when there's one particular goal I'm going for, usually I get sidetracked after doing something else, and it leads into some things that I never expect. So what have we got here? Oh, they've removed one of the awards. Oh no, it's right here. There's that award with the sticker over it, but where's this one? Oh, we're going downstairs, are we?
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Can we pick it up? We have 7 of 6 now. Alright, what does this lead? Oh, so it's retracing all of our steps.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Ah, interesting.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
It was the warehouses when I last saw it. Wow.
No. The warehouse was the 4th place you found a Figurine, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the warehouse feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
Do I go out this way?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Wait, hang on. Did it just jump up to 10? 7, 8. Yeah, it jumped up to 10. What the hell? Oh, hello. I remember this one.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh, the old... Oh, what was it? It was it PowerPoint? I think that's what it was using. Yeah, it was PowerPoint. It's either PowerPoint or... Would have been Windows Movie Maker, actually. Movie Maker or, there was one other one, I don't remember. Thanks for watching. Star and Stanley. Got right to the radar.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
This is so great. Silly but great at the same time.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here in the boss's bathroom. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh. Ooh.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
The TV was a bit trippy.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
That's the first time I feel like the narrator has actually interacted with the loading
the
screen.
boss's bathroom. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Well, if someone likes a good pink room, why not? Not sure if there's a pink apple, but anyway.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Is this way blocked off? Okay, yeah, that's blocked off. Okay.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Because we want to do other things.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Well. Aha! Oh, different layout. Is that still? But yeah, that's moving. Oh, hello.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
More memories you want, narrator? We can certainly find more. Oh, hello.
Oh, yes. The two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Hello.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Uh-oh.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Alright. Alright, now, is the... Yeah, this is back to normal now. Okay, so, I'm now going... Oh, hello. What the...
Here's the door, just go.
So it's still doing the whole, quick one. Mind controls, idle, waiting input. System power...
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
I know what I'm doing. I'm just not sure if I'm pressing the right buttons.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Alright, even though that is the last memory that the narrator said, we're still back at it again. Ooh.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
I don't even remember that was actually a thing. Okay, so we're going to go back and do that one again, but this time we'll have the bucket with us.
The only co-worker.
Let's see. I want to test out something. What happens if I do this? Can I get up here? Can I? No, they actually... Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, no. Whee!
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was inconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Alright. Oh. We're down with this again. Alright. Alright. So we're back at the elevator again. But let's see what happens when we go up and down, up and down.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
3 as a hint? A 3 is a hint? Was there something on the 3?
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Alright. We shall do that. Let's see what will happen.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Guess what, bucket? We're going back up.
No, 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 said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing. Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
It's just so silly. It's just so silly of how the story is designed out with the bucket, but I love
Stanley
it.
and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be? "Ah," said Stanley. "I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart." He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Three. 3.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
The door open? Yes, it is. Here we go.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Well, that's a bit of a sad ending, that one. Probably the saddest ending ever, really. I'm just thinking on the game.
Even now. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
That's that. Was definitely not expecting that in terms of birds to be that. So, oh, I love this game so much. Yeah, wow. I just don't know what else to say. Like, I feel like that throughout my entire playthrough, I think I have gotten all that I could have discovered on my own. I know that there's probably still a few secrets and still a few things I need to find. I just don't know how to get to most of those secrets. And I honestly don't know if there is a way to actually fight off the clock when it comes to actually setting off the self-destruct system. There is just so much more things. And there's one thing I want to try and figure out, and that is, of course, the whole slider thing. I do not know much about the slider thing at all, how to get to that slider achievement that's available. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But for now, I'm going to end the episode off here. I'm not sure if this is the last episode or not, but if this is the last episode for now, thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you have not played or experienced Stanley Parable, do so for yourself. Like, don't let my playthrough ruin the experience for you. Like, yes, it could enter spoiler territory for, of course, the Ultra Deluxe content of the game, but, you know, still give the game a go and still have some fun with it, because maybe you'll find some certain secrets that I haven't found just yet. I'm probably going to have to go through, look at a few walkthroughs and see what kind of endings I have gotten. Probably look back at all the videos I've done, to create a checklist and create a tick list of like what endings I have discovered with and without the bucket, and yeah, see what else I can possibly find. But thank you very much, guys, again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then click the like button, click the subscribe button for more videos heading your way, Until next time, this has been Let's Play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I'm Lee from Deluxe Australia. Until next time, lay about. Now, I was just about to close this game and close out of it after finishing recording the previous episode. But, as you can see, we have epilogue in the main menu. So, I don't know what that exactly means, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Like, I would leave it until another day, but if there is nothing much else to explore in the game, then it's time to check out the epilogue. So, here we go. Whoa. Oh, it's the desert from the, from when we finished looking at the, what was it? The first time we went down memory lane. That would be funny if that was it. Like, that was completely it. Oh. Pretty cool skybox. Whoa. Kinda got Journey vibes out of this. Ooh. It's the memory house. Definitely have seen better days. It's got a generator running, so Stanley Parable 2. Hello? Ooh. What's this? Review, The Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointing I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable is still dull, uninspiring, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expanding on what made the first game enjoyable, this sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for, an indefinitely deep hole. Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this division, blah blah. Jim. What's this? Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property of an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in the press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had made a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise that preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and stops insulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Ah. Well, I mean, I certainly got a good kick out of what was in the Stanley Parable 2, per se. Oop. Just checking out any secrets. But we have our figurines here. More figurines to the collection. What's down here? Ooh. Hello? Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that, there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read that the developer said, preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not sacred, but we do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, it was the narrator's... That was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistakes. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. Oh no. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle of the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Oh, wow. Stanley's Big Day Out. Can I go back? I guess we're going with that. The Stanley Parable 3, Stanley's Big Day Out. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this, either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll be just the same content recycled again and again and again with a new little title. Or a title subtitle. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it. But I want you to have the say as well. Ooh. The problem is that I pretty much have already, like, scratched the surface of all of the content, so... hell with it. Good. Then it's agreed. New sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I've noticed that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see? It's on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral into itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Well, I'm going to do this properly this time. Right. Please adjust the slider so the computer is barely visible. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. No way! Are you kidding me? Wow. I did not expect this whatsoever. So, what else is there in the epilogue? Like, I need to continuously check the epilogue just in case. The epilogue. I think it just leads back to the computer. Hello again. Okay. Can I quit to the menu? Stanley Parable 4, Big Day. Oh my god. I love that the developers are finding ways to sort of joke around with the idea of the game's failure and just like, you know, having, I'm assuming that was a custom made, you know, like they written that review sort of, the review as well as that press conference, article, if you will. They have to at least, I like it that they are taking the mickey out of that idea and just the idea that the Stanley Parable 2's extra content just did not go well for them. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm not certain. I'm probably going to edit this bit into the last episode, but so there's still that broken achievement thing we need to find, I'm assuming. So I'm not sure where that will possibly be. I do not know. it's going to be tough to say. And I'm assuming that every time we start the game, there's going to be a new background as well as the opportunity to basically type in what the next Stanley Parables title is going to be. Stanley's Big Day Out. So, I honestly do not know. I think what I might do is that I might explore the game on my own. And if I do find that secret achievement, then I'll probably make an Unseen Snippets episode. But that's where I'm going to properly leave the episode now. So thank you very much, guys, again for watching. To the developers of the Stanley Parable, this has been one hell of a nostalgic trip with the previous content, but also a fun adventure with the new content, especially that freaking bucket. There's still a couple of things I need to find and figure out, especially with that slider achievement I was talking previously. So hopefully I'll figure that out and find out what I have to do to get that achievement. But that's going to be it. So with that being said, thank you very much, guys, again for watching. Until next time, I'm Liam from Liam's with Australia. Liam out.